His Excellency, Dr. Ronald Eugene Holliday, Honorable Minister Rita Bourne-Gums, Mr. Derek Downs, Mr. Louis Bryan, our sponsors, member of the press, students, invited guests, good morning and welcome to our annual Hype Agenda launch. I will make the speech brief, I hope. Then we will proceed to do a presentation of the Hype Agenda. Well, first we'll have our Honorable Minister up here addressing the students. A student back-to-school supply list is not complete without an agenda. And when one is in high school, having an agenda, it's even more important as it helps. You see what happens with high tech? As it helps students to be organized. The Hype Agenda team wanted to create a local product, one that our students can relate to. We own thing, as we would say. Using local resources, we don't only aim to keep you organized, but we also aim to inform and inspire you. The 2015-2016 Hype Agenda is all of this and so much more. This year's agenda is themed The Journey Traveled to Achieve One's Goals. By depicting different form of transportation as the metaphor to showcase the various paths that they can take to achieve their educational and future career goals. In keeping with this theme, we have included a number of educational and inspirational articles in the agenda and reflecting the theme. With the theme, we want to show students that irrespective of which path you decide to take, work hard and enjoy the journey. The stories of several persons who speaks about the path they have taken, as well as others who are still in the midst of their respective journeys, are highlighted in this year's agenda. This is the 5th edition of Hype Agenda. The first Hype Agenda was produced in 2008. It was such a big hit amongst high school students that we produced a second one in 2010. This was followed by agendas in 2013, 2014, and now for the 2015-16 school year. Each year we have seen the agendas grow in popularity. Every single copy was sold out in the last 3 years, and persons were still requesting more. Our goal is to eventually see this agenda incorporated in our school's curriculum. What is so special about Hype Agenda is not that it's produced not only produced completely in St. Martin. The coordinating team also involves a group of energetic students from the various high schools in St. Martin. These students were actively involved in the production process, and they determined the information that they want to see reflected in this publication. They went out and conducted research and wrote most of the enlightening articles and profiles that appear in the agenda under the supervision of our local journalist, Ms. Judy Fitzpatrick. The articles reflect the general theme of the agenda, and they relate to the youth. Numerous young and adult role models from right here in St. Martin, as well as from Saba, St. Eustatius, and internationally, are featured throughout the agenda, including our past and present national heroes. A number of articles are also featured, including a rare and an exclusive in-depth interview with the first governor of St. Martin, His Excellency Eugene B. Holliday, who, by the way, was convinced by none other than Ms. Muskan to snap his first selfie. The intention of the stories in the agenda is to inspire youngsters to pursue their personal best and to aim for the stars. The agendas are specifically tailored for the academic year and cover the months that coincide with the school year, making them easy for students to use for school-related reminders, such as noting down their assignments, projects, homework, and other school-related things. Also included are useful information such as school vacation dates and study financing information. Throughout the agenda, you will also be delighted by pictures taken locally featuring high school students which reflect various aspects of the general theme. The HYPE agenda theme believes that every high school student should have a copy of this agenda. Thanks to our sponsors, we have managed to maintain the price low to make it affordable for all. Each of the agenda costs 10 guilders or $6 and are available at Penny's, Office World, Blue Point, and Pete's Photo or in the respective schools. Voice of the Youth St. Martin and HYPE Design, which produced the HYPE agendas, are grateful to all of our sponsors for supporting this educational endeavor. Without your assistance, this would not have been possible. Thank you to all the students who participated in this project and everyone who worked with us to help pull this project off. I must note that about 10 of our students that contributed and worked on this project are off island. So therefore, we have a very small crowd of students this morning. But I would like to give them recognition. Ismael Hermoso from Learning Unlimited, Leanne Wyatt, St. Dominic High, Genora Yankee, Academy Academic, Naomi Yankee, St. Martin Academy Academic, Brandon Fitzpatrick, St. Dominic High, Aziza Bailey Vanderpool, MPC, Celine Cockley, LU, and Jasmine Granum, CIA, Rebecca Shadida Pierre, CIA, Jennifer Dinsey, St. Martin Academy, PSVE, Kimayo Mussington, MPC, Joanny Henano, MPC, Cecilia Richardson Vocational Training School. A big thank you to our creative consultant, Ms. Sharon Freiberg. A big thank you to our editor, chief editor, I should say, Ms. Judy Fitzpatrick, and my better half, Tyrone Peterson, who is our graphic artist.
Good afternoon. My name is Muskan Dayalani. I am from the St. Dominic High School, and I am entering the fourth form this coming year. When I started this project in third form, believe it or not, I thought it was going to get boring way too fast. I mean, I was going to make an agenda with people who I knew nothing about. I gotta admit, at first I was nervous, but time blew by so fast that I didn't even notice when this agenda was finished. We all started as strangers and are now really good friends. It's amazing that with such short time, we got work done and had fun. I have to say, none of it would have been possible without Judy and Zuleika. They made the perfect mentors for this project. They not only helped us understand what this project is, and they helped us understand what working together as a team really means. We had so many adventures I can't even count, all of which are equally beautiful. I don't think I can pick a favorite. I mean, from setting out lanterns at sunset and having the honor of sharing a selfie with the governor, nothing can ever compare to those adventures. Being a part of this team that has written and edited just literally makes something like so good as an agenda has really inspired me, and I don't think I will ever be part of a project as fun as this one. It just sucks that it's all over now. I, however, do hope to be a part of the HYPE agenda for the coming year and for the many more years that are coming. Many more students work together to create this project. We put a lot of work into it, and the HYPE agenda is a must-have item for the new school year, and I would recommend to that every single high school student in St. Martin, Saba, and St. Eustatius make sure that they get a copy of the HYPE agenda to use for school. It's not just useful for our everyday reminders, but it's also packed with inspiring role models throughout and other articles that we help to write that you can read about. Thank you.
Good morning, His Excellency Governor Dr. Ernest Eugene Holliday, Honorable Minister of Education, Culture, Sports, and Youth Affairs, Mrs. Rita Gums-Born, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I am Aziza Vanderpool, and I am proud to say that I was a member of the HYPE agenda team for this year as a representative of my school, the Milton Peters College. Being on the HYPE agenda team has helped me improve my organizational skills and communication skills. The organization part came in when I had to help organize a couple of photo shoots for the HYPE agenda and also organize the interviews. MPC is a big school, so we got double the work in terms of setting up interviews and photo shoots. The communication part came in when I was recruiting people for the photo shoot and other agenda pictures. That was a challenge for me, for I was known as a bit of an introvert. Here I was going up to total strangers asking them to participate in the HYPE agenda photo shoots. Thankfully, people either gracefully bowed out or happily accepted. Another thing that I learned is how to set up interviews and write articles. Thanks to the different coordinators at my school, we were able to select the role models of MPC featured in this academic year's HYPE agenda. One of the fun experiences that I had was when the HYPE agenda team participated in a photo shoot on the beach. We lit lanterns, like Ms. Khan said, and though it was hard, we all still had fun. Another good time for me is when I was doing another photo shoot with my school. There were 11 teens who went along and participated for this photo shoot. This time, my creative juices was tested. I had to make a prop. My friend and I worked on the prop. It was a salt mound for the salt pickers photo shoot at the Foga Monument. We all had to arrive at the place really early. I enjoyed it so much because everyone cooperated and seemed to be happy to be there and embraced the role of salt pickers, so it was a very nice atmosphere. All in all, being a HYPE agenda team member was a great learning experience for me, and I would like to thank my director, Meneer De Visser, for selecting me to represent our school along with 2 other students. Most importantly, I would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to Ms. Zuleika and Ms. Judy, the coordinators of the HYPE agenda, for a wonderful experience. On behalf of our HYPE agenda team, I would also like to thank His Excellency the Governor, Dr. Anders Eugene Holliday, Honorable Minister of Education, Culture, Sports, and Youth Affairs, Mrs. Rita Gums-Born, and the press for coming to our HYPE agenda 2015-2016 launch.
Wow. What can I say? First of all, I had the opportunity to view the HYPE agenda early last week because our students traveling to the Netherlands receive a copy to travel with. And what impressed me the most, as I recently found out from Zuleika while speaking outside, waiting for His Excellency, is that all of this work was done mainly by our students, our young individuals, and for that, I am overjoyed. Let me say thank you to the adults who gave them the guidance and the support that they need. And listen to the two young individuals speak just now. I realized this was not just an activity where you learned how to produce an agenda. You learned so many other skills, communication, while managing your time. For you, who felt you were an introvert, and the way you spoke just now, just a little shyness you have, I don't believe you're an introvert. As Mr. Peterson said, I don't know how you could speak so quickly, and we heard every word you said. But the skills learned, I think you're going to take that a long way with you during your future education. The journey traveled to achieve one's goal. And as I mentioned to Zuleika outside, coincidentally, this is basically linked to the theme that I promoted during the school ending graduations this year, coming as new minister, that it doesn't matter where you begin, but where you end up. No matter all of the bumps and the obstacles that you have in the road, those only make you stronger to overcome towards your end goal. I am grateful and I'm thankful that these students in this agenda chose persons who have passed, who have left us, so that our young individuals can still learn about those very prominent persons who contributed so enormously to St. Martin, Mr. Camille Bailey, Mr. Ian Valls, and that even though you might not or never knew them, that little bit of information still allows our young individuals to read up on them and know about these persons and how important they were to St. Martin. For that, I'm very grateful. A big thank you to Hype Design and Voice of Our Youth St. Martin for this wonderful initiative, and to the high school students. My gratefulness also goes that it is not only pictures in the agenda. I remember long ago, most of the agendas were only pictures of persons surfing, nothing that dealt with our culture. But that these agendas collaborate between education and inspiration, where the students are learning educational facts, but they're also being inspired as young individuals by their peers. And for that, I want to give you a big round of applause. And as I read the agenda, I felt like I placed my work aside and I continued reading the agenda. I read that priority list was in the agenda. I read the bios of the role models, persons that I've never heard of. But the uniqueness of their professions, and great, I think you all did a wonderful job in selecting the persons who were placed in these agendas. That you see that a student of the vocational school, Simon Vocational School, is now in the Coast Guard and forging forward to become chief of the Coast Guard. Those are the inspirational stories that our young individuals on St. Martin, I believe, will be grateful for also, to hear and be inspired to see where these professionals, no matter where they began in their journey to success, that it ended with success and they're still forging on. Again, let me say thank you for not only producing an agenda, but for producing an educational book and also an inspirational document. Thank you very much.
The agenda, from what I've been hearing, is one that brings me to three points, which I think is very important, because it's in using this agenda, I believe that our youngsters would understand the importance of inspiration, which is very critical and is the main source for the journey to success. You need to have the inspiration to move forward to try and achieve what you want to achieve. But also very critical, because very often you have persons with dreams and inspiration. But what is critical is that you have to organize. You have to organize yourself to make that step on that journey. And so organization is key. And having an agenda, I can remember my agendas as a young boy going to school here in St. Martin, and I definitely did not have an agenda of this kind, right? So you have the inspiration, you have, based on the persons presented in this agenda, but in addition, you have the tool to organize yourself. And with those two things, I'm talking particularly to the youngsters. You also have to have the third key element to success on the journey. That is preparation. And the agenda, one, it helps you to organize yourself, but remember, once you have written something in the agenda, you have to go out there and prepare to really make that path and that journey end up where you want to be. So to all of the youngsters, much success, and to Miss Fitzpatrick and Miss Peterson, congratulations to both of you for guiding these youngsters with this wonderful initiative. And we can't thank the contributors and the sponsors enough for making it possible. I hope next time when you do contribute that the agenda would be for less than $10 at $0. Or $10 so the students can get it free of charge. So that's a challenge to the contributors. But basically, to all the students who put this together, a great congratulations to all of you. Job well done. Thank you. This is for you to write in it? Thank you. Great. Thank you.
Thank you. When His Excellency received his, and I saw the bow tie, I thought mine would come in a scarf. I was waiting to see my colorful scarf, but thank you very much. Again, I would like to say an extra gift with the pen, that I do appreciate this, and I will hold this copy and look forward to next year's copy, so I can add to the collection. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, this year I've had the privilege of being in the hype agenda, which is really strange for me because usually I am someone who's in the background. I do not come forward and show myself. Usually it's just the work. And I've also assisted working on the hype agenda as well for the past few years, contributing here and there in little aspects. And this, even if you're not in high school, I would advise anyone, everyone, to get a copy still, because your funds go towards helping out the youth, contributing towards something that we all need here. Having Fort St. Martin have its own thing as a we thing. And this is one of the few items at St. Martin I would say we produce in-house. I'd like to congratulate all the students participating in this. I'm glad that you said it was fun, because this is really fun to work on. It is really fun. So I guess I'll just put a nail in it now and let someone else speak.
Yeah, I would like to say, as a proud mother of my son, my youngest of 4, that I'm really proud. He said, so Mama, now you can go and receive something from me. As a matter of fact, I met him yesterday in Holland, so I came back yesterday. And I'm proud that Judy and Suleika asked him to also give a part of his journey to become, he is now in the process of becoming a psychiatrist, and hopefully he will come back to St. Martin. So thank you.
Good morning to all. I said to someone this morning that I'm featured in the hype agenda. She says, but you are not young. So, I guess I look a little young. But it was a pleasure of mine to accept the invitation to be featured. And I must admit, a lot of work really goes into this. Vince Zuleika told me she wanted to go for a shoot. Usually for me a photo shoot is a couple of minutes, and she came with equipment and I had to do poses and all of this, but it was fun. And fortunately I was able to get the many poses that she asked me to do done. But congratulations to the kids. Indeed a very nice project, and I must admit it's the first time that I'm getting one of the agendas. But I believe that I have been a supporter for some time, a corporate supporter, and indeed you can count on our continued support. You may not get it to 0, but certainly, certainly you can continue to count on our support. So thank you.
I would like to, as a symbol of a thank you on behalf of the government of St. Martin, I would like to pin you with a St. Martin's flag.
Okay, I can mention it, but the Blue Point had to be here, but they're not here to do the presentation, so I will just mention it.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're going to transition in between here?
Yeah.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah.
Very much.
I would like to thank our sponsors, Port of St. Martin, Corps Police St. Martin. Is that the correct police force? Corps Police St. Martin, yeah. RBC Bank, Blue Point, KFC Pizza Hut, Windward Island Bank, TLM, St. Martin Medical Center, Penny's, NIA, University of St. Martin, Coast Guard, Pete's Photo, Princess Juliana International Airport, and Napa Auto Parts. Thank you to all. Thank you for coming. And I should say enjoy the rest of the day.